who told that we should be speaking about meditation and Dhamma only sitting on a meditation cushion? I strongly disagree, because the practice of meditation is not linked to a place, to time, to a person, or any other conditions. We should be able to meditate everywhere, every time, in any situation. So why not take in this nice place which suits my robes? It's just by occasion that I appeared to come for some time visiting home back in Switzerland. And although I'm back at home, I continue my Dhamma life. Dhamma and the state of mind is most important. So I don't want to trade it to the habits of home, and I will use my home as the space for practicing meditation and sharing my experience. So here I will exactly speak about the experience of my meditation practice, because I often talk about mindfulness and detachment, and people keep asking how exactly I meditate. So I will share my own experience, because our teacher, Sayadaw Tamasara, he doesn't really teach any particular technique. He says we can meditate as we like, as we want, as we know, as we are able. Just we should develop mindfulness with detachment. And that's all. And in daily life, of course, to maintain the middle way, to maintain the right state of the mind, he says that we should be doing only. And doing only is possible only if we know mindfulness with detachment, only if we have the right understanding and we don't grasp something, and we just can easily detach from any object, taking it as real, as existing, as long-lasting, and we know about its impermanence, and in this way we apply mindfulness and detachment. But I will try to speak really about the formal practice, to reply the questions of those who ask one after another. But there is some preparatory condition, I would say, because everything arises just due to the law of karma and in appropriate conditions. So if we want the results of Dhamma arise, the insight, we should be creating the right conditions. If we want to be able to meditate and have stable mindfulness with detachment, then we should be creating the right conditions. We should be planting the right causes for mindfulness to arise as the effect. So here we should remember about morality. Morality is very important. Morality comes with 5 precepts as minimum, so that if we keep the precepts, they keep our mind stable. Stable from having doubt, stable from having any concern, hesitation, fear to be discovered, any hesitation what to say, how to say, if we lied and now we need to cover up our lies. Fear that something can be stolen from us, or somebody can harm us or kill us if we do like that. So 5 precepts are really important. And in general, sila, morality, kindness towards the others, and trying to help others, trying to use our life and our body and mind not for ourselves but for others, which helps us to detach from someone, from I, me, mine. In this way, our mind is stable. In this way, our mind is pure. And we can afford this luxury of practicing pure Vipassana, directly dry Vipassana, where we don't need to develop any strong concentration because our mind is already pure and collected, steady, due to our style of life. The strong development of concentration, samadhi, is necessary for one-pointedness, which leads to jhanas, but jhanas don't give the insight to three characteristics. Only Vipassana, discovered by Buddha, gives us the observation of the reality as it is, which discovers the truth of dukkha, unsatisfactoriness, due to the impermanence of every happening. Whatever happens fades away. It comes to go. Yeah, I could say the purpose of coming is going. It comes to go, and there is anatta. We cannot control it, we cannot change it, we cannot hold it, we cannot be happy about it. So, anicca, dukkha, anatta. Those are the characteristics which we can know only thanks to wisdom. Wisdom has nothing to do with jhana practice. Jhana practice is for developing the strength of the mind, the power of the mind, which can explore many details of life, many constituents of the body, of this life, of previous lives. But it can also create the attachment, because as much as we know, this much we can attach. This is the natural habit of the mind, that we tend to grasp what we know, we tend to use what we know. This is how lay life happens, that we collect as much knowledge as possible, we collect our certificates, diplomas, but this is useless in Nibbana. Nibbana doesn't need the certification and it doesn't need any extra knowledge. Nibbana needs freedom, and freedom comes with detachment, and detachment comes with the right understanding of just nothing, just ever-changing, selfless, impermanent nature, rather than someone or something. Just the nature of objects, but not the objects themselves. The objects are so many, and they will be as many as our mind continues to create. It creates when it attaches. So we learn to know as less as possible. Even all the study about Dhamma processes, Dhamma descriptions in general, of course, I have no right to say that it is useless, but I should say this is not what is really necessary for developing wisdom. All that knowledge is to explain to us about how the mind functions, how the mind knows, but in general we don't need that information, because all we need is just to detach. Whatever knowledge we know, we will still need to detach. Whatever explanation we get, we will still need to detach. Whatever justification of this or that process, anyway, we will have just to detach. So, if we can be at ease, if we can be faithful with Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, if we can trust the teaching of Buddha, if we have lived experience that shows us that Buddha explains all experiences and explains all the suffering, and it speaks to us, if we are sure in the path of Buddha, then it will be quite easy, because we need just to detach. But for detaching, of course, we need the right knowing, we need the right comprehension, clear comprehension, sampajanya. Sampajanya is a supportive factor of mindfulness. Mindfulness is most important. Mindfulness brings wisdom. Those are the two that bring the insight and bring the path towards Nibbana. Just mindfulness and wisdom. But for our mindfulness to be able to generate that wisdom, we need to support it by sampajanya, the clear comprehension of seeing things as they are, of understanding that not someone, not something, just the nature of changing, selfless, impermanent. And also effort, right effort, virya. But I would say this is not really effort. This is not like doing something. Like here in my garden, if I need to do something with this rose, I would need to take objects and put the physical action in. So this would require more effort. But trying to do only exactly, I should try to remember that even physical action is not something, it's just doing only. The same is in meditation practice. We use the effort which comes more from fascination by our practice, which comes as, once I was asked what is my clue of successful practice, let's say, how I can advance. And I like what I answered, so I will bring the answer to you, because my answer was that curiosity is the clue. I come to my practice with curiosity. And this is where this energy is. The right effort and energy comes with the curiosity when we want to practice. But together with that, although we want to practice, if we speak about the formal practice, we do the practice all the time. Practice is not separate from life. Meditation actually is knowing every present moment and only then living. Otherwise, we are in forgetfulness, we are in sleepiness, we don't know, we don't live, we miss it out. And still saying we live is also careful to understand without attachment, without grasping, just for understanding only. So when we come to sit in formal meditation, just to be able to meditate deeper, to get to know our mind deeper, I usually remind myself of a phrase which I heard from Sayadaw: no one is meditating. So no one is doing anything, no one is meditating. And at that time, my mind really relaxes and I don't have to do anything. The effort is already there just by this willingness to practice, by this curiosity to discover what this session will bring to my knowledge, to the knowing, what it will discover. I will be just the evidence of happening. No me doing, no one is meditating. And before, when still I needed to be more, to have some more transit time from the mind in daily activities to the mind coming to my sitting practice, I would still need a bigger transit, and I would also take my breath, take a deep breath in, knowing it, controllingly taking this breath, wishfully, intentionally taking this breath, knowing it, and then letting it go without any control anymore, and just continue knowing. In this way, I use this physical object of breath as the first step. If I need it, if I need this transformation, if I can't immediately go just to knowing, if I wasn't mindful enough in my daily processes, and I'm more grounded in gross objects, then this breath in serves perfectly well to let it go and just see it going off. And then it starts going on again, just breathing in again, but I don't participate anymore because no one is meditating. So I just see this breath starts going. And then I don't choose anymore any meditation object. This is what also our teacher suggests that we do, that we don't choose our meditation object, that we are free and open and honest with our practice. We accept any happening. So just mindfulness, just to be present with our mindfulness and accept any object and know it and be detached. Be detached because in our daily life we practice already with gross objects, the objects which hurt us, which disturb us, something that we do by habit, and we try to detach, we try to accept as it is. So we know already, and we have some little power of detachment, and we bring this skill into our sitting practice. We know already the detachment, we know to let go, and we have this sampajanya, clear seeing. Maybe we still don't have clear seeing, but we are open to it by the knowledge that we have from listening to Dhamma talks, reading Dhamma. So we develop the understanding that not someone, not something, only ever new, changing, selfless, impermanent nature, always changing. So we replace the wrong understanding of someone and something with this right understanding, with the clear vision that actually just the nature of changing. And in this way, we are detached. We have the detached mindfulness, detached mind with mindfulness and detachment. I repeat these words one after another in this and in that combination because actually they work together. So mindfulness comes with detachment, and it would eventually bring to wisdom, which will give us insight to the three characteristics of anicca, dukkha, anatta. But there are other supportive factors as energy, as I said, as clear comprehension, sampajanya, right? Right knowledge, right effort. And we practice gradually, just being free with any object that comes, we let it go. In the beginning, probably those objects will still be coarse, like the sound, like if we sit to meditate, usually we close our eyes. Otherwise, there is so much seen, so many objects that just attack our eyes with forms and shapes. So we use this in our daily life, but for being able to practice with the free flow, maybe without less, with less interaction of those objects, we close our eyes, and then mainly in my case, as I'm sharing my experience, these are sounds that appear and sometimes also sensations in the body. The body is clear. Actually, mind knows the body as not something, it knows it as emptiness. But some spots here and there, they may still bring some sensations. So I might know those sensations and the sound, and one would interchange the other, whatever comes, just detached. And as I said, we do this dry Vipassana, which doesn't require previous development of concentration, because concentration comes already from our right livelihood. When we follow 5 precepts and we don't have any worries, any doubts, mind is already stable. And then, having mindfulness from one moment to another, we shift our presence from one moment to another. We don't shift it, it just happens in that way. And concentration comes, collectedness of the mind comes from this one moment to another, which is enough to not to over-concentrate, not to overload our mind, but just to support, again, as other supportive factors, just to support our mindfulness with this power of steadiness. This is not concentration, this is the steadiness, stability of the mind. And all these factors, they work together, bringing the mind towards wisdom. When we see one object after another, soon we don't need coarse objects anymore. We can see, when we know the sound appearing, we just know and detach, and then we know there is knowing of the sound, and then we know the knowing. So knowing knows the sound, but then knowing knows the knowing, which knows the sound, and then another knowing which knows the knowing, and then there is mindfulness which knows the knowing, or mindfulness can know the sound, whatever. We don't attach, we don't grasp anything as something. We try to know as little as possible. All we do is just do nothing. We just let the things happen as they are. Mindfulness arises and it works already with detachment. If it doesn't work yet automatically like this, then we just apply the right understanding. We help ourselves with remembering the right Dhamma. That nothing is something, that everything just comes and goes, and we try to discover this. We don't try, we are just interested, and we are open, and we just know what Buddha told us by his wisdom. And then eventually, when we keep knowing and keep knowing the mindfulness, and mindfulness can be mindful of mindfulness, mindfulness, knowing detachingly, then eventually we may know just not something, but rather characteristics, appearing, disappearing, coming, going, next one. In this way, eventually, panya happens. So, sati and panya, those are a pair that bring us on the way to discovery of the message from Buddha that everything is just anicca, dukkha, anatta. Eventually we will discover once anicca, it will happen as a strong experience that we will really see that no I doing and no need to remember about this. It will be presented in front of our experience like that. No self, anatta, will be experienced, and dukkha. In my experience, dukkha was experienced first that everything is just going and you can't catch it, and it's going and you can't catch it. But then, after some time of practice, I started shifting my understanding of dukkha. It became vice versa, that it's going, but then it's coming again. And this is dukkha, and this was so torturing that even though everything is going, passing, it's coming again, and you, again, and it's coming without an end. And this felt like dukkha. So this is the main idea of practice that we do in our formal sitting. In our daily activities, we also practice by not forcing ourselves, not forcing this body, relaxing the mind, and knowing that no one is doing, knowing the middle way of just doing only, not someone, not something, but just doing. No one is sitting. If sensations appear, touching the body, touching the chair, the knowing is coming and going, the experience rather than the sensation, the experience of touching, the experience of hearing, the knowing, the mindfulness. Usually in my practice in daily life, seeing competes with hearing, because seeing is so vast, so many objects, and sometimes if really there is a feeling that seeing is happening, then I know seeing. But at that time, something really knocks the ears, and then hearing is happening, and then hearing, and again seeing. Seeing becomes more obvious. So we accept any object which is more obvious, and we let it go. We don't attach. We are not interested in the object. We are interested in the process of Vipassana. We are interested to know what's next. And we don't urge it as what's next. We just keep staying present. And in this way, we develop the confidence with the practice. And in this way, we just entrust ourselves to the path of Dhamma so that all experiences happen naturally. This is how it goes for me, for now. As much as I discover, I will try to share more.